Sorella, Lady of the House of Martok, has requested that you meet her at the House Estate in the Ketha Lowlands. She did not explain why she wanted to see you, but I expect that she has some tasks she would like completed. The House of Martok has lost much prestige since I took the Chancellor's seat, but they still have many allies among the KDF, and I am loath to reject Sorella's request without a good reason. Gaining the favor of the House of Martok could serve you well, but remember, they have many enemies. I harbor no ill towards Sorella, but do not get caught up in her vengeance against me. It would not be in your best interest. Serve the Empire well.
Welcome. Greetings, Kemtar. It pleases me that you have both come to my home. The House of Martok has many enemies. We have called for vengeance against the House of Jem'Hedar and all of its allies for the death of my husband. And many smaller houses seek to curry favor with Jem'Hedar or the House of Duras by striking at us. Until now, most of these attacks have been little more than a nuisance. When we received word from Kemtar that one of the houses may be plotting to assassinate Worf, it confirmed my suspicions that there is a greater threat emerging. I now believe that my grandson Maven may also be a target. These assassins threaten to destabilize our position on the High Council. Whoever has ordered such a dishonorable act, or who would be cowardly enough to carry it out, must be stopped. Given your current investigation, I ask that you find the assassin and remove the threat before they attempt to strike.
Yes, we value your concerns and we will proceed with caution in our investigation. It is refreshing and a testimony to the dignity of House Martok that you're willing to speak out and recognize this looming threat. May I ask where your grandson Maven is now?
He is on his way to the Batleth tournament on Forcas 3 with your father. Worf assured me that he would handle security matters during the trip. But that was before you reported your findings to me. Before you go, I have another concern. Our local farmers reported seeing a Romulan here recently. Given Kemtar's suspicions of a house collaborating with the Tal Shiar, it seems to be an odd coincidence. We need to know what the Romulan was doing here before you leave for the tournament.
Why would a Romulan come anywhere near these farms?
The only thing I've... The Targs have been... I remember...
Sorella would have known if a Romulan surveyor was on her property. Stay alert.
Yes, Martok now.
Now he's a diplomat? I don't buy it. We're dealing with a tall shar spy.
I processed every...
Enemy targets on sensors.
There he is! Stop him!
The House of Martok will crumble, and with it, the rest of the Klingon.
Lady Sorella. Lady Sorella's suspicions were correct. I've attempted to contact him, but with the Batleth tournament underway, he is not responding. It is unclear if he is unavailable, or if something has happened to him. We'll need to beam down to the surface to know for certain.
You are becoming an annoyance. You have made yourself a target by defending the House of Martok. By following me here, you've given me no choice but to destroy... You cannot stop what is already set in motion.
We've destroyed his ship, but Tarson may have already transported agents to the surface. He also appears to have Klingon collaborators already in place. I recommend that you and I beam down discreetly and quickly locate Worf and Maven. We do not want to draw large amounts of attention, but remember that protecting Maven is our highest priority. Let no one stand in our way. Romulan infiltrators will have a hard time navigating an arena full of Klingons. I recommend we start by asking in the bar to see if anyone has seen or heard anything unusual.
Did you see Jem'Hedar when he was young and still fighting in the tournaments? Oh, now that was something to behold. He was masterful and fluent, not like the young Targs here these days. I'm surprised that some of them can hold on to their battlets for the entire match. Huh?
Wonderful! Another stout warrior eager to hear a story of my glory days in battle. Pull up a chair and I'll allow you the honor of buying me a bloodline.
Have you seen the fighter from the House of Duras? He looks like a real contender for champion standing. I'll bet you a barrel of blood wine that he wins without taking a single wound.
If General Chang fought Dahar Master Kor, both in their prime fighting condition, who do you think would take champion standing?
And what do you think of the new rule restricting bat'leth links to between 110 and 120 centimeters?
Do you really think a Romulan would be foolish enough to beam down to an arena filled with hundreds of Klingon warriors? Besides, ever since that one tournament where the champion of the House of Martok used a transporter to steal his opponent's bat'leth in the middle of a fight, there are transport inhibitors in place. The only places they can operate are the transport pads and cargo storage.
Enemy targets uncensored. Personal shield losing power.
That tall Shi'ar agent was attempting to erase the security logs in the cargo area. He also sealed the doors with a security lockout. It would take too much time to override this work. Our best chance of getting into the storage area would be to disrupt the power flow to the cargo bay doors. The control system reports that the outer door to the cargo bay has been unlocked, but the inner door remains sealed shut. We'll need to blast that door, get inside, and stop this miserable Tuba.
This might be just what we need to be able to access the Iconian Gateway Network. Until we are able to stop the Iconians and their heralds from appearing wherever they want, there is no place in this galaxy that will be safe for them. Not even the homeworld.
What is the meaning of this, Alexander? Maven was sent here to replace his equipment, and yet I find you here, surrounded by Romulans with the grandson of Martok dead at your feet. Explain yourself.
Lady Sorella feared that you alone would not be able to keep her grandson safe. We followed these Romulans here and would have stopped them had these halls not been filled with Klingon traitors. And where were you when these assassins struck?
I see you have been listening to my son's conspiracy theories again. He talks of peace and uniting the houses, yet here he is, with a blade in his hand, looking for glory. I told you I wanted nothing to do with this.
While you were here at the tournament, assassins moved against Lady Sorella at her own estate. If we hadn't tracked down this agent and disarmed his explosive, she would be dead as well. At every step, we have encountered Klingons hiding in the shadows with blades at our backs.
I have not seen this evidence, but I believe what you say. We will get to the bottom of this. That does not mean we can act rashly. If there were Klingons aiding these agents, then we are still in danger.
Agreed. One of the great houses is here backing the Romulans, and they will try to escape before their role in this plot is revealed. One of the Klingons we killed on the way here was wearing a tournament sash. We should check the training rooms of each house in attendance and look for evidence that would connect them to the Romulans. We must uncover the Klingon collaborators who helped Tarson kill Maven. Tarson had assistants on the ground. We will proceed with the plan to check the training rooms here before the villains have a chance to cover up their crime. This equipment appears to have been custom made for their warriors. I hope the Empire's coffers didn't pay for this. The batleths of the House of Kanja have elaborate targ skin grips, but otherwise appear to be normal. I see no evidence here that would link them to the assassins. Ever since Urapinthe, I have been suspicious of the House of Torg. And now it appears they were preparing to leave the tournament early. Look at this state of disarray. We must look for evidence that may link them to the Romulan assassin. These are Romulan weapons. It appears that your suspicions have been correct. It must be the House of Torg. We must confiscate this evidence and then warn the rest of House Martok.
Enemy targets on sensors.
Sorella and the rest of the House of Martok will mourn for her grandson. But I must also see that security remains a priority. To start, I am sending you a recruit from our house, the warrior Belera. She's been personally trained by me and will aid your crew as we fight against the House of Torg. Congratulations, Lieutenant.
The idea that one of the great houses is conspiring with Romulans to attack the House of Martok is troublesome. Come to the Kether Lowlands. Worf and I would be honored if you would participate in Mevin's Hegte. Once we have put our family matters to rest, you may work with Worf and Kimtar to determine our plan of attack. Serve the Empire.
So, it was the House of Torg all along. I had my suspicions when I first arrived on Urapinthe and spoke with the Warden. No wonder they made such an effort to chase us down before we could escape. They have been feuding with Martok for some time, but to collaborate with the Tal Shiar? It's unthinkable.
Thank you for returning my grandson and for aiding my family. We have had many visitors today to honor Maven's life. You have arrived. The House of Martok would be honored if you would agree to join us for this rite.
In the flash, before the night, you heard the call of Stovokor. The warriors singing cry out your name. Welcome home. Welcome home. Let not your heart be filled with fear. The spirit soars on honor's wings. Your heart is singing. You found your way. Welcome home. Welcome home. Thank you for participating in the Akvo. It is important that we remember our traditions. Together, we...
Pardon my interruption, Gintok. We have an urgent security matter. House of Torg warriors were seen gathering in the first city. We have word they are planning an assault, and will...
Send an alert to everyone on the estate. I will see to Lady Sorella. Prepare your men. We will not let these dogs catch us by surprise. Here they come. Show them no mercy. More enemies approach.
So, the curs from the House of Torg have tried to again spill the blood of my house. I call for blood in return. Vengeance will be ours. My son is not present, but I speak for him. Worf, lead a group of our warriors against the House of Torg, and put an end to this treachery, once and for all.
After everything you have done on behalf of the House of Martok, I ask that you see this campaign to its conclusion. The House of Torg must not be allowed to survive this day. The House of Torg's main base is located in the Gorath system. I will prepare our fleet, and we will attack while we have the advantage. Take Alexander with you.
We've arrived in the Gorath system. Our transponder signal has been linked to the Martok fleet commander, and we're receiving battle instructions. The IKS Mudge will follow us. Our task is to destroy hard assets that Torg could use to mount a counterattack.
To battle!
Target's shields have failed. Core shields failing. Rear shields failing.
This is the stronghold of the House of Torg. We know that Torg has colluded with the Tal Shiar. Now he's an animal trapped in his own den, which makes him even more dangerous. Torg will be easier to deal with if we can first find and defeat his son, Segen. Segen's quarters are up. He will have supported in everything, even treason.
Enemy target on sensors. Losing power.
Torg severed. are a series of log entries here detailing the communications between Torg and the Tal Shiar regarding the destruction of House Martok. This is damning, but it's not enough to convince the High Council that Torg was collaborating against the Empire. We should continue looking for evidence of Torg's treachery. These are Romulan shipping containers, but they're filled with Klingon weapons and technology. These crates are similar to those we found in the Vor system. According to the shipping manifests, they're scheduled to be transferred to a freighter with a destination somewhere within Romulan space. This evidence connects Torg directly to the information we received from the Romulan Republic captain. Torg is collaborating with the Tal Shiar on a plot that clearly extends beyond a feud between houses.
Enemy target on center.
That is far enough, you filthy padach! Did you think that you could walk into my home, kill my son, and live to tell about it? Jem'Hedar will give my house the honor it deserves when we put your heads on display in the Great Hall!
Your corruption is poison. You talk of vengeance, but have no comprehension of honor. You see power, yet trade it to our enemies for personal gain. And you rule a great house, yet have no understanding of what makes our people great.
Don't talk to me of our people. It is because of half-breeds like Alexander.
The Klingon Empire's path to survival is through peace, not war. The great Chancellor Gorkon knew that we must brave the future together, united as one people. This feud will go on forever, and our houses will be diminished unless we put an end to it.
You dare insult me with words of peace as you stand there with the blood of my son on your hands? You talk of survival and know nothing of what is to come. I showed mercy when I had you thrown into Rura Pinthe. You're not even worthy of an honorable death! But now...
Personal shield losing power.
Torg thinks he's escaped, but we can make sure that he has nowhere to run. We must take the evidence we've collected to...
The remainder of our fleet has assembled in the system. The House of Torg has called in Romulan reinforcements. But if we stick to our offensive strategy, we will prevail. Form up behind the IKS Taj, and we will teach these fools how to fight ship to ship. Greetings. How may I assist you? fight with honor. The evidence that you prepared was sent to the Chancellor's aides. They have also informed me that Torg has arrived on Kronos and intends to challenge our claims. He will not be successful. It is time.
Worf, son of Moog, you have called this council to accuse the House of Torg with treason. Are you prepared to show evidence?
I am Worf, son of Moog, Gintok to the House of Martok, and I am House Torg. The Empire has...
Torg, son of Cormog, you stand accused of treason. Do you deny? The Council recognizes Roken of House Torg as the Chadich. House Torg has challenged the claim. We will proceed with the Mekba.
This brave warrior, together with my son Alexander, uncovered a plot by the House of Torg to transfer weapons and classified technology to our enemies in the Romulan Star Empire. We have presented to the Chancellor's aides physical evidence and computer logs that will trace stolen weapons from the exchange through the House of Torg to agents within the Tal Shiar. The Empire's allies in the Romulan Republic have confirmed the evidence, and their testimony will show that Torg was colluding with the Tal Shiar to overthrow one of the great houses. This is treason, and it is a poison striking at the very heart of our empire.
This dishonorable bastard would say anything to hide the weakness and decay in his own house. The only traitors in this hall are Worf and his human son. We seek to rid the Empire of this weakness, and yet here we stand, falsely accused by a desperate Jintak of a desperate house.
It is the right of House Martok to declare vengeance, and I will not deny any of the great houses a chance to bring their claims before this council. We will respect those who honorably uphold our values with words of truth. Alexander, son of Worf, you are a fugitive before this council. What truth will we hear from the mouth of an escaped criminal?
My incarceration was yet another plot by the House of Torg to silence those who would uncover their treachery. This warrior will confirm that Kratok of House Torg, Warden of Urapenthe, was being paid to hold me on false charges. The evidence is clear. Torg has formed an alliance with the Tal Shiar and seeks to undermine our empire through subversion and acts of dishonor. We cannot find strength together as one people when leaders like Torg seek to consolidate power through deception and evil acts. Our empire is stronger when we fight together. Torg would rather send Romulan assassins to dispose of those who don't support his personal agenda. There is no honor left in his house.
You seek truth from a fugitive whose escape was orchestrated by an undercover Federation agent? This council has gone mad! Jem'Hedar, you must not listen to these lies. Under your leadership, we have formed an alliance with the Romulans. How are my actions treason when I simply followed your example?
Torg, do not assume that you have the skill or the reputation to challenge me in this hall, or you will find yourself dead by my own hand. The evidence is clear. Your quest for personal glory and hateful bigotry has blinded you to the difference between an enemy and an ally. You hired Tal Shiar agents to assassinate the heir to a great house of the Empire. We should kill you and be rid of your stupidity for this alone. But it is the finding of this council that your house has lost its way. Your treason has led you to lose sight of honor. The accusation stands. The judgment is discommendation. From this point forward, the House of Torg will be no more.
You have killed my son. You have stripped my house of honor. I will burn in the fires of Grethor.
Father, look out!
But not before I kill you! Ah!
Alexander!
Enemy targets on sensor.
Father, I'm sorry.
Save your strength, son. Help is coming.
I'm sorry. I'm not the warrior I should have been.
You were warrior enough to save me.
Tried to stay true to what I believe. Upon you and our family.
I could never feel ashamed of you. All that matters now is that you are my son.
I tried to change our fates. I wanted you to live, to be rid of me.
You have done well, Alexander.
Am I going to die?
It will be 8th.
I never thought I...
You are a warrior.
Mother died.
How could I forget?
Look at me. Look at your son's face. Remember. Always remember.
This tragedy will not be forgotten. I want to thank you for rescuing my son from Europe and allowing him to die with honor. You have done much for the House of Martok, but we have also lost much. Perhaps, but the pain will remain. Alexander never realized that he truly was Kimtar, both then and now. We must remember to stay true to our beliefs. Only then can we live and die with honor. Until we meet again, warrior.
We will make sure the House of Torg is properly punished for their cowardly. Been on the council for many years, and I thought I knew his heart. I was wrong. I had no part in or knowledge of his acts against the House of Martok. For that, he will pay dearly.
Serve the Empire well, Lieutenant Commander.